For the CSPN in partnership with Mason Local Sports Radio, it's the Weekly Preview with Matt Beebe and Alex Day.
Welcome to the third installment of the Weekly Preview. This is Alex Day alongside Matt Beebe. And the Mason Comets are coming off a huge win last week over the Fairfield Indians, winning 55-13. This week, however, we got a bit tougher test coming into town as the Lakota East Thunderhawks will come to Atrium Stadium on Friday night, senior night. Matt, go ahead and tell us what the Lakota East Thunderhawks are all about.
Well, East is having a pretty good year this year. 5-2 record overall and 3-1 in the GMC. They're ranked 7th in the city polls and ranked currently 4th in the GMC. Before last week, they were on a 4-game winning streak before losing to Sycamore 28-7. They got a pretty strong offense, averaging 346.1 yards per game, which is 3rd in the GMC, and they can really run the football. They're ranked 1st in the GMC, averaging 300.3 rushing yards per game. They can't really throw the ball, though, only averaging 45.9 yards per game passing. On the opposite side of the ball, they got a pretty solid defense, ranking 3rd in the GMC, allowing 254.4 yards per game. But they do allow a little bit on the rushing side. Opposing teams are averaging 149.7 yards against them, as to where they're only allowing 104.7 passing yards per game. But with that solid team, solid defense, solid offense, they got some solid players too.
Yeah, and your players to watch this week, number 15, the junior quarterback, Eric Eichler. Only 21 completions on the year so far, but he's got 321 yards to go with those 21 completions. He's very effective. 6 touchdowns to only 1 interception, so they may not put the ball up in the air a lot, but when they do, look for some big plays. And finally, for the offensive side of the ball, the big man, number 35, senior running back Will Mahone. He is the key to the Thunderhawks offense. 114 carries so far in the year for 649 yards. That's a 5.7 yards per carry average, and he's got 11 touchdowns. So that's going to be the key to stop the East Thunderhawks, is to stop number 35, Will Mahone. On the defense side of the ball, number 73, junior defensive lineman Sam Stevenson. Big body up front with 2 sacks on the season so far and 18.5 tackles. Look for Sam to try to disrupt our passing game a lot by trying to get to the quarterback, Jensen Harris, and shutting down number 20, Darryl Johnson. And finally, for the players to watch, number 10, junior defensive back Nate Mays. Big player in the secondary with 23.5 tackles on the season and 2 interceptions. So those are your players to watch. Matt, go ahead and give us the keys of the game for the Comets.
Well, like last week, my first key is get Darryl Johnson the ball. He's coming off a 144-yard rushing game, averaging 8.5 yards per carry and 1 touchdown. So if we can get Darryl Johnson the ball early and often, good things can happen. On the opposite side of the ball, our defense needs to stop East's running game. As we talked, the offense runs through the running game. So we're going to have to stop the running game, maybe get them to throw the ball, get them out of their comfort zone a little bit more. Number 3, get Adam Osika involved. Try to give him the ball as much as possible. Big things have happened when we got him the ball. So if we can get him the ball, then he can score some touchdowns, get some big gains, make some big plays. Lastly, it's senior night, so Comets are going to come out, play with a lot of emotion, hopefully get a win on the last time on Dwyer Field.
And with that, we're going to lead into our predictions. I'm saying the Comets come off a huge week last week and will continue to roll. In the polls, it might seem like an upset as we are ranked 10th and they're ranked 7th. But, I guess it is an upset as we're going to beat East 17-7, going out with a big win on senior night, leaving the seniors with a great taste in their mouth as they win on Dwyer Field for the last time.
Yeah, I agree with you, the Comets. As I talked, they're going to play with a lot of emotion knowing it's the last game at home. And I say they're going to beat the Thunderhawks 21-10. And a prediction here, look for the Deuce to make an impact play late in the game to give the Comets the edge.
Yeah, last week kind of lined up at the offensive side of the ball as he went up and caught a touchdown pass. So he's another player on the Comets that can go both ways and become a playmaker whenever he's out there. Well, that's going to conclude the third edition of the Weekly Preview. This is Alex Day on behalf of Matt Beebe. Thank you for listening. We invite you to listen to the call. If you cannot make it to the game Friday night, we will be up in the press box giving you the live game feed. Mason.localsportsradio.com. Once again, that's Mason.localsportsradio.com. So on behalf of MasonLocalsportsRadio.com and the CSPN, this has been the Weekly Preview.